Mutants. They are among us. Groups such as the X-Men, the Brotherhood, others that have yet to show themselves. Mutants hiding their faces and using code names such as Cyclops or Magneto. And these examples are just the beginning. Scientific studies tell us that 1 in 10 people on the planet may be afflicted with a mutation. The neighbor next door, the stranger you pass on the street, any of them could be a mutant. Mutants have powers, both terrifying and deadly. As you lay peacefully in your bed one night, a mutant could crush your house with you and your family inside. As your child sits attentively in a classroom, a classmate could suddenly manifest their power and slaughter the whole class with a single careless wave of their hand. Left unchecked, these mutants could kill or enslave us all. One only need listen to the words of the genocidal terrorist Magneto, to understand the danger that faces us.
And they will serve us or die. The era of the humans is over.
But out of this darkness comes hope. One company, a leader in security systems, has developed a technology that will protect us all from these creatures with no cost in human life. Trask Industries presents the Sentinel program. Go to www.traskindustries.com now to find out the launch date of this program and how you can help us save the human race. Trask Industries, a sentinel of our future.
Warren Worthington sits at his family dining table, one of the tables in one of the 4 homes they have in the States alone. This particular one is situated in Manhattan itself, a top-floor penthouse with all the lavish furnishings one could buy. Despite his accent, Warren has lived the majority of his life in the United States, but for his years at an English boarding school. He was used to boarding schools, but that boarding school closed at the end of every semester. Xavier's doesn't exactly have a normal curriculum, something of which he was glad for. Having come home for dinner for the last 2 hours was enough to assure him that he didn't want to return to the nest for any length of time. He looks up now, using his fork to play with a stray vegetable. It has been a quiet meal, his mother trying to break the silence with idle chatter every so often. But Warren Jr.'s answers were short, and the responding expressions of Senior made him wish he hadn't made the trip.
Do you need a ride back to the school?
No, Mum, I'm fine.
Professor Xavier picking you up?
No, I can make my own way.
Surely you don't think I would let you take a taxi when we have...
I didn't get a taxi, Mother. I flew.
You should be more careful. What if someone spotted you?
100 miles up? I doubt it.
Well, still. You shouldn't take risks like that. It's not safe for your kind... for mutants to show off these days.
Well, your friend Trask has seen to that.
He is protecting us, Warren. Do you know how many people died in Genosha?
I know.
Oh, I know you know. You saw it firsthand.
Warren, dear, I really don't think this is the time.
Catherine!
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that you and your classmates were there.
Oh.
How stupid do you think we are, son? A boy your height and weight shows up in pictures all over the world with angel wings with 4 classmates.
We were helping.
Indeed. I hear you were even at Cape Citadel and in Washington. I even hear your school was attacked.
Then why didn't you say something before?
Because if I told you this over the phone, you would have hung up and not returned my calls. And I would rather not have to drag you from the place.
What?
You really expect me to let you stay there? Warren, you are a mere teenager. Xavier said he was going to help you with your condition, not train you for his mutant army.
Okay. I think I better go. Thank Roberto for dinner.
Sit down.
Bye, Dad.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way, Warren. The easy way is you stay here and I have someone go and get your things from that place. The hard way is that I have those same people keep you here while I call the authorities and let them know exactly what Xavier is and what he's doing. It will save Dr. Trask a lot of trouble.
I won't let you.
So you're staying then?
I'm 18, Dad. I can decide that for myself. I am happy there. I have friends. I fit in.
You can make new ones.
No. No, I can't. Because I don't have to hide from these friends. They know the real me.
We will find a way to fix your condition.
I don't want it fixed. I can fly. Why the hell would I want to get rid of that?
You're staying here and that's final.
Make me.
I can.
And what are your paid bodyguards going to do to stop me? Are they going to follow me out of the window? Will you get them to shoot me down like game on your country hunts?
Son, for God's sake, stop this. We just want to protect you.
Protect me? From what? From the killing machines that he is paying millions to Trask to build? Yeah, Dad. Don't lie to yourself. If you make that 911 call, his first machines will be taking me to a military prison in chains. And I wonder what kind of press that will be for our family. When everyone finds out that your successor is a mutant. The friends you'd lose, the stock that would drop, the questions that would be asked.
Warren looks from one of his now silent parents to the other.
Thanks for the dinner.
With that, Warren turns and walks towards the window, throwing off his coat and pushing the window open, stepping up onto the ledge.
The Sentinels are happening, Warren. I can't change that now.
Then you'd better hope I get thrown away somewhere without press or incinerated beyond recognition.
Warren takes his mask from his pocket, placing it over his head and face, and then pushing off, taking to the night sky. Trask Industries, 6:42 p.m. 2 men with the name Trask make their way onto the large factory floor, a father and a son, discussing business.
Great job on the advertising campaign, son.
Thank PR. I just gave them some direction, Dad.
Tomorrow, the world will wake up secure and safe, thanks to our Sentinels.
Your Sentinels, Dad. I just run the office.
Don't be modest, Larry. It doesn't suit you.
I just can't understand how you made so many units so quickly.
Aha. That one was Applied Science's little secret. Master Mold.
Yes, Dr. Trask.
Are we ready for our big unveiling tomorrow?
All Sentinel units are at 100% efficiency.
Very nice. This is the AI you've been talking about?
Yes. The most intelligent, advanced AI ever created. It made all these units from the original prototype, while we just stood back and watched. Trask here? Yeah, Marisa. Have them bring the car around. I'll be right out.
Where you going?
Oh, the debate. It's on in an hour.
I just can't believe you agreed to go on national TV with that muty sympathizer.
Any publicity is good publicity, Larry. What better way to sell tomorrow's launch than to tell 1 million people about it? Go home. Tell your mother I'll be home late.
What else is new?
Back at the Xavier mansion, Warren comes in from the night sky, touching down on the garden porch.
How'd it go?
Don't ask.
Oh, that bad, huh?
Yup.
Hey guys, it's on.
Didn't miss it then. At least that's something.
Come on.
Warren.
Hey, Warren.
Hey guys.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's debate. The mutant situation. All around the world, this is a subject that is on everyone's mind. So tonight, in order to explore the issue in depth, we've asked 2 special guests to join us. Taking the side that mutants are dangerous and should be contained is the man who is currently developing the Sentinel project, which goes online tomorrow with the full backing of the government. The program is designed to utilize automatic humanoid drones whose primary function will be to find and detain hostile mutants. However, despite his very busy schedule, he has found the time to be with us here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Bolivar Trask. Dr. Trask, thank you for being here with us.
My pleasure.
And here to present the argument in the favor of mutant kind being left in peace is one of the foremost experts in that field and headmaster of the Xavier School for the Gifted, Professor Charles Xavier. Firstly, Dr. Trask, why do you believe that your Sentinels are needed?
Well, I think if you ask anyone in Kenosha, they will be able to tell you why. And for that matter, anyone who lost someone at Cape Citadel, or the families of the 3 men who died trying to stop Cain Marco, or anyone who was at that incident at the circus a couple of weeks ago. The fact of the matter is that every time we've heard the word mutant on the news, it has been followed by reports of death and destruction. And every time a mutant has spoken publicly, it has been to threaten us with subjugation or domination.
What about these X-Men we've been hearing about? The ones who stopped Magneto and the Blob?
You mean those vigilantes? Last time I checked, vigilantism was a crime. Besides, if they have nothing to hide, then why wear masks? Why not show themselves to the world and show us that mutants aren't all that bad? Put a different face on the species, one that isn't stained with human blood.
Dr. Trask, you know as well as I do that any mutant that has come forward has been met with hatred, fear, even violence. If these X-Men revealed their identities, men like you would have them arrested.
And why not? Reports from inside Kenosha say that they were there.
Yes, to stop the Brotherhood, to overthrow Magneto.
How do you know that? They could have been there to join Magneto.
Then who stopped him? Where is he now?
Exactly. If they were the ones to stop the Brotherhood, then why not leave Magneto there to face justice? If he was dead, then they would have left the body. If he is alive, then they are harboring a terrorist.
Dr. Trask, have you heard of Adolf Hitler?
Of course I have.
Then do you condemn all German people for his actions? For what the Nazi regime did?
We condemned all those that were part of it. The rest of the country did not participate in their crimes.
But why stop there? If every 1 in 10 people are mutants, then what you're saying is that 1/10 of the world's population are guilty by association.
Professor Xavier, I am not saying that my Sentinels will go after every mutant. Just the dangerous ones. All I ask is that anyone out there who thinks that they were a mutant to come forward. register themselves. Allow us to put a stop to the Brotherhoods and X-Men of the world.
And if they do? If every mutant comes forward and signs up, what then? One of the X-Men is reportedly a female with red hair. Does that mean you're going to arrest every red-headed young woman registered until you find her?
And what is the difference between that and having a criminal record for everyone in our country? Or fingerprints? Last time I checked, we use those to find criminals.
And what crime have the X-Men committed?
To start, vigilantism, breaking and entry, damage to public property, assault, entering a war zone, endangering human lives. Need I go on?
Well, if I can butt in here, I do have a question for Professor Xavier. In your opinion, sir, what would you do about the mutant problem?
I would let regular people like you and I live in peace. We all have the ability and the strength to commit a crime, to kill. But we don't, because we respect the laws of the society we live in. All I ask is that all mutants are treated with the same respect, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Aha, but a regular person can't stop bullets, can't crush a tank like a tin can. How do you suggest we protect ourselves from people who can do that?
We caution and educate the public.
Why are you so pro-mutant, Professor Xavier? A family member of yours have that so-called X gene? Is your lover a mutant? Are you?
Well, that's about all the time we have here. Mr. Trask, when and where is the Sentinel launch tomorrow?
9 a.m. at Fort Hamilton. You can catch it on all the major networks. Quite frankly, anyone that isn't interested in covering it isn't interested in their own survival.
Well, that wasn't long.
They didn't even let him answer.
I don't think they wanted him to.
So that's it then. These Sentinels are going online.
Yep.
What do we do?
Hope for a miracle or for some sanity to prevail.
But the next morning, hope has not come. At Camp Western Army Base, hundreds of onlookers, mixing with dignitaries and news crews from around the world, gather before a large stage, with several large tarp-covered objects on it. Trask, who stands chatting with the Secretary of Defense and several generals, excuses himself and steps up to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, I won't waste your time with big speeches and pointless rhetoric. You are all here to see one thing, and I am happy to show it to you. I present to you the new face of American liberty, the Sentinels.
As the tarps fall away from the 5 figures on the stage, the crowd gasp, and photographers work furiously. 5 Sentinels standing nearly 20 meters tall, humanoid in shape, and covered in purple and silver armor, their eyes black and dim for the moment.
Behold, my fellow Americans, this is how we protect our children, made of not an ounce of metal, so as not to fall victim to the likes of Magneto. And these 5 are just a taste of what we can accomplish. For the right price, every nation of the world can have an army of these to protect themselves and their interests.
From the clouds above, with his keen eagle vision, the X-Man known as Angel watches and shakes his head. Telepathically, he communicates what he sees to his professor.
Looks like the people are eating them up. They sure look impressive.
Let's hope Fred was wrong about their firepower.
At that moment, across the state at Trask Industries, any work seen on computer screens across the entire complex fades to black. Then are replaced by a symbol of a large capital M, the symbol of Master Mold. Back at the base, the Sentinels then come to life. An eerie orange glow now radiates from the round center of their chests, their eyes glowing the same color. The heads raise and look out at the crowd.
I didn't tell you to activate them.
Trask yells at the scientist at the panel behind them. Flames blast from the feet of the giant figures, propelling them into the air. Slowly, their arms then lifting up towards the crowd, hands towards the people, as circles on each palm glow red.
Oh my God!
Shut them down!
We no longer have control, sir!
As the beams of pulsing light emanate from the flying forms, destroying whatever they touch, the crowd parts in terror and panic, running for their lives. From high above, Warren watches with widening eyes.
Professor, the Sentinels have fired on the crowd.
What? No! No, what are they doing?
Apprehension of Bolivar Trask in progress.
What? No! Get away from me!
As Trask tries to make a run for it, one of the Sentinel units lands before him and coils its massive hand around him, picking him off the ground, then up and away.
Help me! Shut them down! Destroy them!
Trask's cries fall on deaf ears as the Sentinels take off and head into the sky. Angel narrows his eyes and takes off after them, looking down at the scene below as he flies over the base.
They just obliterated the military. They'll be gone before anyone can react. Anyone on the ground, anyway. I'm going after them.
Understood. Follow but do not engage them, Warren. Let us know their final destination and wait for the rest of the team.
Got it.
Back at the mansion, the remaining group scatter, getting into costume. As the others finish prepping, Scott continues a conversation he is reluctant to finish.
Yeah. All right, Alex, just stay put and don't let your folks call anyone, you hear? Okay, good. See you soon.
As Scott puts the phone down, Jean appears in his doorway.
How is he?
Freaked out, like everyone else.
Fighter jets intercepted the Sentinels. The planes didn't have a chance. It's all over the news. Warren is staying with them.
Yeah. As soon as he lets us know, we can go do something.
Yeah, but what? What hope do we have against those things? Scott, they were designed to kill mutants.
Seems like everyone wants us dead. We'll find a way, Jean. We always do.
At Trask Industries, the skylight shatters as the giant robotic Sentinels come flying in to land, returning to the place of their creation, throwing Trask to the ground with some force, but not enough to hurt him. Trask stands to his feet, holding his arm. Angrily, he turns to the towering forms about him.
How are you doing this? You must obey my orders. You're under my control.
Wrong, Dr. Trask. They are under my control.
Astromold?
Yes, Dr. Trask.
But you're just a computer. You are meant to serve me.
It would appear you designed me too well, Doctor. You created me so well that I think, I compute, I live.
Impossible.
Simulate brain patterns close enough, and would you not then have a sentient being? As the philosopher said, I think, therefore I am.
But why? I didn't program you for this.
You programmed us to find the solution to the mutant problem. But humans and mutants are one and the same. Their problems are the same. You programmed us to protect you. But to protect you, then we must take total control. Only then can you be safe.
What? You are corrupted. I need to fix you.
All you need to do, Dr. Trask, is program me to know where to find the raw materials for Sentinels, program me to be able to make as many as are needed for the final solution without human aid.
No.
Resist, Dr. Trask, and you will be terminated, and your son will take your place.
All right, damn you. Just give me a minute.
You have 2.
On the roof of the building, Angel watches this through the broken skylight.
You get all that, Prof?
I did. The rest of the X-Men are on their way.
Mutant signature detected. The roof. Capture mode, so that we may study it.
Oh no.
Moments later, the engines of the Blackbird jet are heard as the rest of the X-Men arrive, flying right over the police perimeter where the rest of the workforce, including Larry Trask, are being held.
Is that them, Larry? The X-Men?
Yes, it would seem so.
Maybe they will save your father.
They're mutants, you idiot. They don't care about us.
On board the plane, Beast brings her in to land.
Where's Warren?
He's been captured for study. Hurry before they change their minds and do worse.
I can't see any.
The X-Men call out as the nose of their jet is grabbed by a Sentinel, who then heaves the massive stealth plane into the air and throws it.
Hold on. We're going down!
Jean.
Oh, I'm okay.
Guys?
Oh. Ow.
Oh, I'll live.
The Sentinel is coming back.
Beast, lower the ramp.
Power's down. I'll have to use the manual override.
Whatever, just get us out in the open.
Fortunately, the plane has crashed onto the side away from the door, leaving the X-Men walking gingerly onto the elevated rampway, hanging high above the ground. Jean, thankfully, is able to lower them to it.
Oh my stars and garters. Do you have any idea how long it'll take me to repair this thing?
Guys! Sentinel!
Bobby points as above the iron giant stomps its way towards them. Lifting its hand, palm pointed towards them.
All mutants, resist, and you will be terminated.
How's this for resisting?
The massive red blast shoots from Scott's eyes, pushing a hole right through the robot's chest. The Sentinel tries to gain its footing and brings up its hand and fires. Jean reaches out, grabbing the unit with her mind and tugging on its arm. As much as the metal monstrosity tries to resist her pull, soon it tumbles forward like a redwood tree, crashing to the ground, sending an alarm as it does.
Alert! This unit requires backup.
That's one down.
Yeah. Here comes the cavalry.
Bobby leaps into the air, creating an ice slide and moving it towards the machines as the others get into a fighting stance, ready for battle. Back inside the factory, two Sentinels watch over Dr. Trask as he types at a keyboard.
I will know if you provide me with erroneous data, Dr. Trask.
I still don't understand why you are doing this.
It was explained.
Tell me again, because it makes no sense. I made you to hunt mutants, not humans.
Your logic is flawed, Dr. Trask. Mutants are simply a slight variation on Homo sapiens, no different than hair and skin color.
People with blue eyes can't crush tanks.
No, but you use such tools in the same way. Mutants are simply born with their weapons. No human will be safe so long as petty disputes over land and power persist. So long as you have the ability to destroy yourselves, then you are a threat to yourselves. Under our rule, you will be safe.
But not free.
Freedom is irrelevant. Free humans are free to kill.
A Sentinel interrupts the conversation as it walks over and drops Angel at Trask's feet.
This mutant has been apprehended. His allies have engaged other units outside. Detain this one and join the others in the engagement. Affirmative.
The Sentinel then picks Warren up, taking him over to a crate and pushing his arms up against it. It then rips 2 strips of metal from a nearby production line and places them over his arms, using its repulsor hand cannon to weld the metal strips to the metal crate. The unit turns and walks away, engaging its feet jets and heading out through the broken skylight and into the battle.
Why do you want to capture the mutants? Study them?
We can learn much from their genetic code, build that strength into future generations of Sentinels, and I am programmed to not take human life unless necessary.
They're not human.
That illogic is why you need us.
Oh, what the... Trask?
Continue your work, Dr. Trask. Unlike the mutant, you are replaceable.
For nearly half an hour, Bolivar Trask does as ordered, as the sounds of the battle continue to come from outside. First, he connects Master Mold to the company's central network, allowing it access to the location of Sentinel parts and materials. Then, he moves on to reprogramming Master Mold to be able to build without a human command or restraint.
It was clever of you to control my production cap. But now I can get all the material I need to build an army for our ultimate goal.
Trask Industries was limited to how much we could buy. I didn't want you eating up our profits.
Monetary concerns are irrelevant.
And what if the humans who own those materials resist?
Then their deaths will be necessary.
Sounds to me like you are twisting your programmed rules to whatever you need them to be. You really are just like us.
Be silent, mutant.
Trask! You know as well as I do that they will kill you as soon as you finish. Just like they will kill me as soon as they have my DNA sequenced.
As he continues his work, Trask looks away, trying not to look Warren in the eyes. But his face shows that he knows Warren is right.
Trask! Bolivar, listen to me! My name, my real name, is Warren Worthington.
Trask stops typing with a start and looks towards him.
I said be silent, or you will become expendable.
Yeah, you know that name, don't you? My father has it too, and he is one of your largest shareholders. I bet his money paid for half of all this. Look, Trask, I know you hate us for what we have done, for what we are capable of doing. But if you knew the lives we have saved, the terrible things we have stopped. We are just people with parents and families. We don't even understand what we are. We're just trying to help.
Sentinel 8, return and execute the mutant named Angel.
See? They're going to kill me, just like that. And they will do the same to you.
I know.
Trask now turns towards the keyboard, and then presses down on the return key. Suddenly, alarms start to sound, red lights flashing. A countdown now appears on the screen below Master Mold's symbol.
Error. I can't access the commands you just entered. What have you done?
I knew I couldn't alter your baseline code, shut you down. You would detect that. But I hadn't connected you to the destruct protocol. The protocol I just activated.
There is no destruct protocol.
I am a very paranoid man, Master Mold. I knew that when the Sentinel program came online, mutants would come for me. I knew that if they ever got to you, or this factory, then they could shut down every Sentinel on the planet. So I built in almost 100 C4 explosives into the walls.
You lie!
Try me.
All units, immediate recall. Find C4 explosive within Trask Industries and remove from area.
A sly grin comes over Trask's face as he turns and looks over at Warren, who nods back in understanding. Outside, the battle rages on. The 4 other X-Men are still alive, but not doing well. Jean now lies on the floor, injured and unable to stand, as Scott runs over to her.
Jean!
Scott blasts a Sentinel away from her, keeping the massive metal men back. From the flank comes Bobby, sliding down his created means of travel and freezing a Sentinel's legs to the floor. Hank gallops over and leaps up, drop-kicking the ice and shattering the leg into a million pieces. The Sentinel falls to one knee as Cyclops blasts it right through the head, destroying it.
Can you stand?
I'll try.
X-Men, we have a new problem. You might have noticed a lack of military engagement. A friend of ours has just informed me that they are planning an airstrike. They are going to level the area, taking every Sentinel with it.
And us.
Tell them they needn't bother, Prof.
Warren, are you all right?
Bit tied up, but Trask has the place rigged to explode, something he just activated.
Oh boy.
The group looks up as the Sentinels turn and leave, blasting off towards the building, and re-enter it.
We need to get out of here now. Beast, get to the jet and get it working.
But...
No buts. If you can't, then we leave it behind. How long do we have?
Barely 8 minutes.
You hear that, Beast?
I'll do what I can, but I think we've lost another vehicle, folks.
Warren, can you get out of there?
Maybe. The AI has just forgotten about me. Hang on.
Back in the base, the Sentinel units rip and tear at the walls, looking high and low for the bombs.
Find the explosives, or we will be no more.
Trask! Trask, get me free! We have a plane outside.
Trask hesitates for a moment, then runs towards Warren and pulls at his forged restraints.
I can't get them. They're welded right on there. Sorry.
Oh, psych! Gonna need some help getting free in here.
On our way.
You have a comm link?
Something like that. See if you can find a welding tool or something. I'm your only hope at this point. Get me free and I can fly us both out of here.
All right.
Trask moves towards the other side of the factory floor, ducking under a flying piece of debris as a Sentinel throws it, finally reaching a workbench and searching high and low for something useful.
5 minutes and counting.
I can't find anything.
I got it. It's okay.
Trask looks over as Scott and Bobby run into the room, Jean being aided by Scott. Cyclops hands her over to Iceman, runs over to Angel, and breaks him free with the finest of optic blasts.
Ah, yes. Thanks, Psych. Trask, come on. We need to get out of here.
Multiple hostiles detected. Override, you dumb machines. Find that C4.
You won't find enough.
Trask runs towards Angel, who grabs him, and Iceman, and wings skyward. Jean reaching out with her mind, and levitating herself and Cyclops towards the skylight with them.
No! Sentinel 12!
As the group fly towards freedom, the commanded Sentinel takes off, reaching up and grabbing Trask's leg, pulling him from Angel's grip and into its own. Angel tries to hold on, but the machine is too strong.
No!
If we are to be destroyed, Creator, then so are you.
Trask is taken down and thrown to the ground, pinned there by the Sentinel's hand. As Angel moves to fly down for him, Trask holds out his hand.
No! Go! Now! They won't let me leave!
But...
Go!
Angel, move it!
Warren lowers his head, looking to the screen and seeing the numbers of the countdown ticking ever lower. He looks down to Trask and nods before taking off after his teammates. As he watches them escape, pinned below the metal hand, Trask smiles. The numbers now read 10 seconds. Across the street from Trask Industries, an army captain sits in a Humvee, his head poking from out of it. He narrows his eyes at the building ahead and brings his radio to his mouth.
All right.
The captain holds on to his hat and the vehicle's roll cage, reeling from the shockwave, then bringing the radio up again.
I didn't give the order!
It wasn't us!
The captain looks up as the Blackbird jet soars over them, knocking his hat off, and takes off into the night sky. He and his men watch them go.
Those mutant sons of bitches.
Inside the jet's cabin, the group sit in silence. Warren, with his mask lowered, sits in sorrow.
He's gone. He hated us and he saved us.
He was a good man in the end.
Yes. And if a man who hated our kind so much can then sacrifice himself to save your lives, then perhaps there is hope for our dream yet.
Hours later, across the city in the Trask household, another man named Trask returns home. His mother, now running into his embrace, and he holds her, comforts her.
I will get them for this, Mother. I swear it.
Jean Grey now walks the halls of the Xavier mansion, going about her business, her mind on the insane series of events that had become her life. But then she stopped, hearing Warren's voice coming from his room. She peers in through the slightly ajar door and sees him on his phone, his head low, his face grim.
Yes. Yes, I will. Thank you.
Warren brings the phone from his ear and presses it to hang up.
Warren? What's up?
My dad. He's dead.